Hello guys, this is What About Nintendo, and today I'm here to talk about how I think Generation 8 of Pokemon coming out this year 2019 could look on the Nintendo Switch using two games that I think could give us an idea of what to expect. Let's get right on into it. So a lot of people are expecting Pokemon Generation 8 to be a big leap in graphical fidelity compared to Sun and Moon and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But how much should we actually be expecting realistically? Well, I think there are two games that we can look at that will give us a better idea of how Pokemon Generation 8 could look. First off is Town. Now, Town is a brand new series being made by Game Freak that is set to release this year on the Nintendo Switch. Like the Pokemon series, it features a very cel-shaded art style. However, this game, being built from the ground up for the Nintendo Switch, brings it to a whole nother level. Ditching the top-down view, this game has a full 3D camera, allowing you to view far off in the distance, which I must say, looks very nice. Textures are high quality, geometry is far more complex, and instead of switching to a generic battle arena based off the environment when you get into a fight, you fight in the actual game world where you encounter the enemy. Overall, this game just looks a lot more impressive than any Pokemon game we've seen on the Nintendo Switch. It is absolutely beautiful. The other game is Yokai Watch 4. Obviously, Yokai Watch has been compared to Pokemon ever since the first game released, and while the gameplay is very different, it shares that basic concept of collecting monsters as well as a very similar cel-shaded art style. However, Yokai Watch 4 takes this art style to a level of graphics that far exceeds anything we've ever seen in a Pokemon game. Like in Town, it features far more complex geometry, a full 3D camera, and you fight in the actual game world, except this time it's in real-time battles. However, Yokai Watch also features a more modern lighting engine, higher resolution shadows, and more realistic textures. In terms of pure detail, Yokai Watch 4 blows the likes of Pokemon Sun and Moon and even Let's Go out of the water. So combining the graphical feature sets of the two games, I think we can get a pretty good idea of how Pokemon Gen 8 could be shaping up to look on the Nintendo Switch. However, Pokemon is a much bigger series, and I think there are some ways that it can take this even farther than those two games have. First off, texture quality. While the textures are far more detailed and more realistic than in Pokemon Let's Go, the Switch can definitely do better, with better texture filtering and a higher level of detail range. The textures in this game load extremely close to the player, and on top of that, are very badly filtered, so they look like a very blurry mess if they're not right by the player. Also, higher resolution textures, because not only are the textures badly filtered and have a low range, they also aren't really that great to begin with, and they are more detailed than Pokemon Let's Go's, but I think Pokemon Gen 8 could take them to an even further level. Better foliage. The grass and flowers that are in Town just aren't really of the highest quality. To be frank, they're very low resolution and lack any kind of depth to them at all. Meanwhile, Yokai Watch 4 simply uses a texture and has no 3D grass at all from what I've seen. Now, I'm not really asking for Breath of the Wild level grass, although that would be absolutely amazing, but something a little bit more high quality would be nice to see. Effects work. Specifically, particle effects and effects that cast light to the environment. Adding particle-based effects would be a great way to add some flair to Pokemon's attacks, and having the light from them and other effects cast in the environment would look very nice. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 implements a similar feature, and it looks absolutely beautiful in that game. Finally, anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing is nice to see no matter the game. However, I kinda doubt Game Freak will put it in, because even Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee didn't have any sort of anti-aliasing treatment, and that game was pretty obviously not close to pushing the system at all. However, this is a new gen. Typically they push the console even further than they ever have before, so it's possible they put it in, but Nintendo and Game Freak seem to have this weird trend of not liking any sort of anti-aliasing, so I'm hopeful, but cautiously optimistic. Anyways guys, that's all for this video. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon for notifications of all my videos. And let me know down in the comments below what you think Pokemon Gen 8 will look like, and if you think these two games give us a good idea of how the graphics could be. And I'll see all you awesome people later on What About Nintendo. Bye!